In this video, I'm going to introduce you about the general equation. Okay, general equations of a circle. General equations of circles. So as you know that circles have previously we have derived the formula for circle which is standard equation. Okay, and P is the point on the circle. And P is moving, it's changing, it's a locus, right? And the formula for standard equation is already derived to be x minus h squared, y minus k squared equals to r to the power of 2, right? X minus h squared plus with y minus k squared equals to r to the power of 2. So, in order to we can actually derive the general equation, another type of equation. So by just expanding this, okay? If you expand this, you will have minus 2hx plus with h squared. And derive this one, you have y squared minus 2ky plus with k squared equals to r squared, right? So we just expand it and we rearrange this. Rearrange this in the form of x squared plus y squared, right? X squared plus y squared minus with 2hx minus with 2ky, right? Minus with 2ky, and with all the r squared. So we have moving this plus with h squared, right? Plus with h squared plus with k squared minus r squared equates to 0. Alright, so we arrange this such that I want to modify the equation. So I have write in a general form. So now we're going to transform. We're going to let g, a new variable here, a new unknown, to modify this question. So g will be negative h. We let g to be negative h and your f to be negative k. Alright, so let's modify this. So we have x squared plus with y squared, x squared plus with y squared plus with 2 negative hx. Okay, I just write the negative 2, I just put in front the negative h, I group together, and plus with 2 negative ky, right? 2 negative ky plus with h squared plus k squared minus r squared equals to 0, right? So then I know that h also will be negative g and k will be negative f, right? So I rewrite this to be x squared plus y squared plus 2, and this I replace with negative h, I replace with g, and this I will replace with f, 2fy plus with h squared plus k squared minus r squared here. So then this whole thing, I let this whole thing to be c, alright? H squared plus k squared minus r squared to be c. So I have transformed this into as this is a constant, h, k and r is a constant. So this will become the general equation of the circle. Alright, the general equation of the circle. And understood that from here we can actually read the center of the circle. Right? From the general equation of the circle, we can read the center of the circle, where the center here will be, as you see that center is hk, right? Hk in standard form, right? So we can transform this into center, where h can rewrite as negative g, negative f, alright? Negative g, negative f. And the radius, as you know that c is the same as h squared plus with k squared minus radius squared, right? So by looking at the c here, we can find the radius of the circle. So which radius of the circle? Radius square, right? R square, moving there, and this one, and moving all this to the right. So we have negative c, right? And radius will be defined to be square root of h square, right? H square. So if you go and take the h, you square. Of course, negative g also you will square. H equals to negative g. So if h square and negative g also you will be going square and you will getting g square, right? So it means the h square now become g square. Same thing also for k. As your k square, negative f square, you're getting f square minus c. And this is the formula for radius if the equation were given in general form, right? So this will be the derivation. Okay, this will be the general equation of the circle. From the general equation of the circle, you also can get the center of the circle and the radius of the circle by using this formula, right? Okay, I will give some example to show you how to using this general equation formula to finding the center and the radius of a circle. Alright, let's look at this question. It's asked to find the center and radius of the circle which has the following equation. Okay, let's say you have an equation. This equation is a general equation of a circle. It's not giving in the standard form, right? So as we learned just now that the formula for standard general equation will be x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c to be 0, right? So I just want to teach you how to finding the center of the circle. As you know that the center of the circle, the formula will be negative g, negative f, right? From the previous, in this video. So we have know that the radius, it will be the square root of g square plus f square minus c. So you just see how to apply the formula here, right? Apply the formula. So as we compare here, x squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 4y plus 9 to be 0, right? And you compare with that formula, x squared plus y squared plus 2g, this is your 2g, all right? Plus with 2fy, and this will be your c, right? According to the formula here, the coefficient for x will be 2g, the coefficient for y is 2f, right? So from here we can see that from a general equation, it's very easy to identify the center. So where 2g will be negative 6, right? And g will be negative 3. And 2f will be 4. So f will be 2, right? As this is the value of g and f. And the value of c here will be 9, right? Based on the formula, the center of the circle will be negative g, negative f, right? So just write it, negative g. So negative g means negative of a negative 3 will become positive 3. And negative of 2, negative 2. Negative f, right? So negative 2, according to this formula. We just negative the f. So how to find the radius? The radius, now we have done with the center of the circle, right? How to find the radius if given a general equation? Then you have this formula, g squared. So square root of g squared, your g squared will be negative 3 squared, right? Negative 3 squared plus with f squared minus c, right? So we can calculate this as this is 9 minus 9, 0. It's 4, square root of 4, you're getting 2. So it means that the radius for this case here will be, the radius for this circle will be 2, right? Then you know that the circle will have a center of 3, negative 2, and the radius of 2, right? So this is, once we know the general equation of the circle, we can identify the center, we can identify the radius, and we also can rewrite this in the form of standard equation if you want, right? The standard equation here very easy, so it will be x minus h squared plus with y minus k squared equals to r squared, right? So center, this will be your hk, right? So x minus h, x minus 3 squared plus with y minus k, right? Y minus k, minus negative of the negative 2, you have y plus 2 square, which is equals to radius square 4, right? From the general equation, you can identify the center, the radius, and you also can rewrite this into a standard equation. So let's go for another example. Alright, okay, let's look at this another type of general equation. So as you know that general equation must be written in the form such that x squared plus y squared in the form of x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0 with the coefficient here is 1. So that if before we finding this is also a general equation of a circle, so but we have to modify this such that the coefficient for x squared, y squared to be 1 to 1, right? 1 to 1 means that the coefficient is 1 and the coefficient for y squared before we apply the formula, right? So for these cases here, I'm going to divide everything by 2, right? Divide the equation, the general equation by 2 with x squared plus with y square divide by 2, negative x divide by 2, we have negative 3, and divide by 2, we have negative 3 over 2, 0. Right? And then only we apply the formula to finding the center here with 2g. The coefficient 2g is the coefficient for x, right? X. So which is negative 1. And 2f is the coefficient of y, which is negative 3, right? Negative 3. And the c, the value of c here will be negative 3 over 2, right? Negative 3 over 2. So we're getting the value of g first, negative 1 over 2, and f to be negative 3 over 2, right? Negative 3 over 2. So according here, the center will be negative g, negative f, right? The formula for center. This formula is only applied for general equation. So, and the radius of the circle will be g power of 2 plus f square minus with c. So we have the value of g, f, and c. Definitely we can find the value of center and radius. So as the center will be negative g, negative f, means the negative, the value of g. So because negative will become positive 1 over 2, and for this also will become positive. So the center for this circle will be x is 1 over 2 and the y value of the center is 3 over 2. And the radius here, g square, right? G, the value of g is negative 1 over 2 to the power of 2 plus with f square minus with c. The c is negative 3 over 2. And from here we can get the value of radius, which will give you the value of 4, and giving you the radius to be 2, right? So from here you can find the center and the radius. So now you know that the circle you have center of 1 over 2, 3 over 2, and the radius of the circle here is 2, right? And also easily you can finding the standard equation of the circle, right? So which the standard here, this is your h, this is your k. So x minus h, 1 over 2, y minus k, 3 over 2 is equals to r square 4, right? This will be the standard equation, and this will be the general equation of the circle. But through the general equation, you must, before you finding the center and the radius, you must make sure the coefficient for x squared and y squared to be 1. So what I'm doing, I divide by 2 for these cases here. I'm getting the value of 2g and 2f. Later I'm finding g and f. With the formula g, negative f, I can get the center. And this formula, I can get the radius, right? So I hope you can understand. In this video, it's just want to teach you how to getting a center and radius from a general equation.